Welcome back, adventurers, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance finds a super metal key. Rajak is blinded by the light, and Zaltanna stands by her position as a woman of God. Having met Guardian and Claws, the trio hand over their keys and start the challenges needed to raise a hero. Who will be the first into the dark corridor? What twisted horrors await within? And will our criminals leave this dark place unscathed? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die.
What you see before you is a long, dark corridor. Guardian gestures down the corridor with one bony finger.
Well, brave heroes first.
Zaltanna after you, I insist.
All right. That's me. I'm the brave hero. She just walks in all cocky.
And I'm the intelligent one. Guardian, I have a question for you, just out of curiosity, since you are from a time long past. During your time, were there people of a more psychic nature?
It tilts its head a little bit as if it's thinking.
I do not know of any such. I am simply a fighter.
Very well. I was more just curious. Well, thank you, and have a good rest, assuming you go back to sleep. And Balance walks in.
You don't know a lot about your situation, do you, Balance?
More than you would think, but less than I'd like.
Are all three of you in this corridor now?
Yep.
Okay, you walk through too. All right, I just want to check. As you all step in there, you hear the door closing behind you. Sorry, you hear the door kind of basically rematerializing behind you. You hear the kind of the crackle, the feel you get in the back of your neck that magic is going on. And if any of you look back, you basically see the bear just sitting on its haunches, just sort of waving one bear arm at you.
Aww.
I'm gonna wave back at it. I love claws.
Farewell, Claws.
As you wave back. And as you see this kind of the claws waving on Claws's paw, the door materializes, it turns to wood, and then it turns into stone. You guys are plunged into darkness.
That's okay.
Rhal,
I have dark
you might want to
vision.
light another torch.
I fumble around for a torch, and Rhal is just cursing. He's not happy about the doors closing behind him in smaller and smaller spaces. This is not okay.
Balance will light it with his tinderbox.
Okay, cool. So between the between the two of you, you managed to light a torch for your non-seeing in the dark companion. You are in a fairly long corridor. On the left-hand side, you can see that there are 3 doors, kind of equally spaced. On the right-hand side, you can see that there are 3 other doors. Again, kind of equally spaced, but not quite opposite the other doors on the left-hand side. And at the very end of the room, at the very end of this corridor, you can see that there is, how far can you guys see in darkness?
60.
Yes.
60, so it's 120 with the light. From where you are, it looks like it just terminates in a wall.
Huh.
What door is closest to us, left side or right side?
Left side. This door is made of a... this door is green. Made of wood. Simple keyhole. Handle. It's a door that's green.
Oh, green door. We had a green key.
Right.
Maybe we should go through there.
Well, I'm assuming the challenges are probably through each of these doors, so might as well start with the first.
The green key had a waterfall on it.
Right.
So maybe the challenge has to do with water.
Well, we won't know until you get in that door, so...
Me, of course.
Yes, please go ahead.
Of course me. You cowards.
You are the ones who didn't want to turn back.
No, you are Zaltanna, master of the doors.
When did I say I was master of the doors?
As soon as you called yourself a brave hero.
No, I didn't. I'm bestowing the title upon you.
Okay, well, they're a good band, so I'm okay with that. I'm gonna...
Oh, God. Okay.
Sorry.
How much of this am I editing out?
All right. So she'll walk up and she'll open the green door. If she can open it, can she open it?
Absolutely. You grab hold of the handle. It's easy. You open the door. It opens without resistance, and all of you are momentarily blinded by a white light.
Son of a bitch.
Yay! I love being blinded. New favorite thing.
And half a second later, you guys find yourselves in a large white space.
Cool.
You can tell that you're on a ground, but it's white. You look off into the distance. There's nothing but white all around you. Not overly bright, but it's nothing but white. To one side of you, actually in front of the three of you, there's a circle of stone. And you can see from where you are that this stone circle is filled with water.
I want to go look at the stone circle closer.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I'll even roll an investigation if you'd like me to.
Sure.
Because I want to investigate that stone circle. And I don't, because it's a 5.
That's perfectly fine. You make your way to the stone circle. You have a look. It's definitely stone. You can tell that there is definitely water in this stone circle filled with water.
Rhal's gonna do his investigation where he uses his hands a lot, and he's gonna go touch the water.
Okay, you touch the water, and you all hear a voice, Rajak most clearly. You hear a very peaceful voice, a very serene voice, very light, very airy. And the voice says, "To leave this room, show me in an action or with a word what peace is." And then nothing.
Zaltanna immediately drops to her knees and starts praying because for her, that's what she feels the most peaceful.
Okay. Take a justify roll to me.
What?
Justify a skill check. Justify an ability check. Justify something to me.
I guess a religion check? Or
Okay.
okay. Or should I do a wisdom?
It's entirely up to you. I will take whatever you argue for.
I don't know. I'm trying to contact my god, so I guess... What do you usually have me?
Religion.
Wisdom?
No, go for religion. If you're trying to contact your god, we'll go with religion.
I got a 17. Woo!
Oh, I'm so glad that's where you went to. Okay, you basically dropped your knees, and you pray to Tyr, and you feel that divine spark just kind of emanate up and down your spine, and you feel it coming from your spine across your shoulders and down into your fingers, and you hit that sweet moment when you go, everything's going to be okay. Everything is good. And then you two see Zaltanna fade from your existence.
Well, she's dead.
No, I think she just went to her happy place. Go ahead, Rhal.
Love and companionship?
You feel a burning behind your eyes. You feel burning in the back of your throat where you're speaking. And you take... I'm so sorry. You take 1 radiant damage.
Ouch.
And you feel the voice in your head, just you. A single word. And the voice goes away.
I guess Rhal just says love.
Okay, DC for this is going to be high because you done fucked up first time round.
Mm-hmm.
Justify a roll to me.
Perhaps just a general charisma roll.
All right. Yeah, go on then.
13. Ouch.
You feel a burning in the back of your eyes and down the back of your throat. And you take 5 radiant damage.
Ooh. Rhal turns to Balance.
Rhal?
Balance, I can't do this.
What do you mean you can't do this? What's going on?
I can't do it. It hurts.
Let me show you perhaps a way that you can find your inner peace. And Balance is going to sit down by the water, and he's going to cross his legs Indian style. Mm-hmm. Sit across from me, Rhal.
Okay. He sits across from you?
This is something that my mentor taught me during my training. It's more than just meditating as an elf would. It's finding your inner self, something that you can just focus on, and it helps me when I need to, well, reach my other self. So, put your hands, palms up on your knees.
Okay.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
And I've seen you do it before. Do your breathing, just in through the nostrils, out through the mouth.
He does his breathing.
With each inhale, I want you to just imagine the wind blowing across your scales, swirling around you. And then when you breathe out, the wind dissipates. Focus on nothing but this until you find a rhythm where this no longer becomes an exercise, but just another part of what you do. And then focus on something that would bring you peace.
What does Rajak focus on?
I think that Rhal thinks back to a time where him and Ama were traveling.
I want you to roll a history for me. Wait, I retract that. Roll a straight charisma for me.
16.
As you sit there thinking on your past, breathing in, breathing out, feeling the movement of air over your scales, you are taken back to a moment long in your past when Ama and yourself are traveling towards Falsum itself, and something has happened on the road and you're exceptionally freaked out and worried. And you see and you smell the scent of Ama. You know this smell, older than time. If you rotted away to nothing but dust and your consciousness was just still floating around, you would know Ama in not even a heartbeat. And before you see Ama's face appear. And she's saying, "It is okay, Rajak. Remember, I love you and we will be fine here." That is your memory. What you feel is Ama's hand running across your face. I want you to roll a Constitution with advantage.
17.
Balance, you see Rajak dissolve from the existence.
Well, I guess he found it. If only Talvin could see me now. Alright, well, my turn, I suppose. And Balance is going to similarly go into his meditative trance. And he's going to think back to his childhood when him and Ninverna were playing in his mother's gardens.
Mm-hmm.
And the serenity and peace that he enjoyed back then with his friend.
The memory that most sticks in your mind back to these was when you guys were very, very young. And you are playing in the gardens, going in and out of the various flowers, the various bushes and stuff. And you run around in circles. And Ninverna seems to disappear. You look left, you look right, and you cannot find her, love nor money. And you begin running around a bit frantically, a little bit worried. And then you feel the dropping of water down your back. And you look around and you look up and you have no idea. And then you see her. You see this small, giggling little elf, graceful even back when, hanging by her legs on this tree, looking down at you, just squeezing this little fruit onto your head. And she looks at you and giggles. I would like you to make a charisma... Yeah, make a constitution. Just straight.
Straight constitution?
Yep, because you aren't being helped. It's just you alone, brother.
19. Whew.
Cool. Zaltanna and Rajak, you see Balance reappear, dissolving back into existence inside this corridor. The door before you is open, and you see that it is simply a small round room with a table. And in the center of this table, you can see that there is a small green coin.
Cool. I'm gonna go in to take the coin.
Rhal puts his hand on Balance's shoulder. Thank you, Balance.
It was my pleasure.
And we catch up.
Okay. You managed to take the coin without a problem. It's just a small green coin. There's no adornment on it. It's just a small disc of green. It's metal.
Well, on to the next room, I suppose.
Let's go to the... I'm assuming the other doors are the colors of the other keys, right?
On the left-hand side, yes. The doors on the right are just simple wooden doors. You do notice that as you come out of this room, and you two would have probably noticed as well, that the door opposite this one is slightly ajar.
Oh.
I'll go check that out.
As you open it, a light comes from within and gets brighter the further you open this door, and you can see that there is a series of pews here. And at the other end of this kind of, to be honest, quite small room, you can see that there is a dais with an altar on it. And this altar is completely... The altar is initially blank. But when you step slightly into the room, you see all the adornments of Tyr suddenly appear on this altar and carved into it.
She's gonna go up and pray at the altar to thank Tyr for getting her through that challenge.
Okay, yeah, you feel the divine spark again. You feel somewhat at peace.
I'm sure she feels very happy to be feeling the divine spark again.
Yeah, it's becoming stronger and stronger with every passing moment. You are feeling a real connection here.
You guys can probably see on her face, she looks a little bit relieved as well as, happy. Like there's definitely visible relief on her face when she gets up from the altar.
Is there some way to put that coin in there?
What? Oh, I hadn't even considered. I guess I'll look.
Take an investigation for me.
Woo, let's see if this goes better than my last one. I get a 3. Not so much better.
The only thing you really notice is that this is an altar. And it's dedicated to Tyr currently.
It's an altar, and it's dedicated to Tyr currently.
Did I see it, the altar changing to Tyr?
Yes, you did, yeah.
Does Zaltanna come out of the room for a moment?
All right. She walks out of the room.
Does it change back?
It changes back to being completely blank.
Balance takes a step in the room.
What god is he more inclined to?
I don't know. This was not something we really discussed.
Oh,
it's your choice now.
I don't fucking know.
Agma.
No.
Tiamat. Okay.
You know what? Why don't turn this into a plot hook maybe in the future. Pick something that you think the world would think a god would be like, this guy is interesting. Because I don't think there are any gods of psionics or anything like that, so that's not really an option.
Before you, you see the blank altar. You see that it becomes carved, and it seems to carve itself into, especially around the edges, carve into that of scrolls. But there's nothing written upon these scrolls. The ornaments themselves are ink, they are quills, and they are blank parchments.
That's very interesting. Balance is going to walk up to the altar.
Check. Can I also take a religion check?
Of course you may.
22.
I got an 11 somehow.
You wouldn't recognize this, unfortunately, Zaltanna, but Balance, you know this to be Ogma.
Ah!
Oh. All right.
Which is the god of knowledge.
I knew he was the perfect one for Balance.
Yep.
That's a rather peculiar... Well, no, I suppose it makes sense in my sense, though I've never been one for religion. Well, I suppose I should take a look, and Balance is going to take a look at the altar itself, see if there's anything that stands out to him.
Other than that they are carved blank scrolls, there is nothing that really stands out here.
Balance is going to... I don't want to say he does, like, a prayer or anything, but he, like, closes his eyes, does, like, a quick, like, mental nod, I guess, to the altar, and then leaves a gold coin on it. Okay. And then walks out.
You walk out, the altar returns to normal. The gold coin disappears.
Rhal, would you like to step in and find your god?
Oh.
I'm actually rather curious. Please indulge me.
Okay. Rhal steps in.
Okay. You walk into this room and the altar itself turns into a rack, a torture rack.
Ugh.
There is blood all over it, and there is a pair of white gloves bound with a red cord.
Do I recognize that?
I'm gonna do another religion check.
Stop.
No.
Balance, you can take a religion check. Zaltanna, you don't need one.
Why? Who is it?
17.
You know this. This god is Ilmater. Ilmater is the god of endurance and self-sacrifice. You know this because this is the god that Adet followed.
Oh my god. Zaltanna's just gonna kind of like fall to her knees.
Rhal gets pretty scared and backs out of the room.
No, go back in. Go back in. I just... Please, let me see it just for a little bit more.
Hey, okay.
It's not a bad god, it's Ilmater.
I don't know what this means.
It means you're a good person, Rhal.
This means I am a good person?
Well...
It means you've been through a lot.
Okay.
Like, there are, like, tears down Zaltanna's face.
Balance steps into the room next to Rhal.
The rack remains.
What do I do?
You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. This was more for my own curiosity, but seems you've made Zaltanna happy.
I don't know what is happening.
Me neither, but best I can guess this is some sort of magical room that changes for you to find your god, I suppose. You're welcome to go up and pray, if you're such a person.
I don't know how. Our kind doesn't do this.
Zaltanna, would you like to help Rhal out?
She's still crying. I'm crying. It's terrible. She walks in and she touches Rhal's arm, like, and kind of beckons for him to come forward with her. And she walks up towards the altar and steps in the first pew and kneels, and she kind of like beckons him to kneel too.
He kneels and looks pretty confused. Out of place.
You just gotta sort of think at Ilmater. Like, when I talk to Tyr, I address him in my mind. And first I let myself get really, really quiet. Like, everything has to stop in my brain for a minute. And then I just focus completely on talking to Tyr. And I can feel him listening. And it's so powerful. And Ilmater wouldn't choose just anyone. You know, he knows what you've been through.
So I just think?
Yes, just sort of think at him.
Rhal, do what I taught you earlier.
It's the same?
You need to find your inner self, and then you can reach out with your mind, as far as I understand it.
It might help if you focus on all the things you've, like, if you kind of think about the things you've endured first.
Rhal looks a little uncomfortable.
You don't have to say them out loud. We don't need to know.
No, he just looks that way. And he closes his eyes and I guess focuses a lot on the things in his life that should have gone differently and how that negatively affected him. But also thinks about how he's been so lucky to make it as far as he has.
Okay. Take a wisdom saving throw. I will let you choose whether you want to do this with disadvantage or not. If you think he would genuinely attempting to pray, take it normally. If you think he's trying to avoid thinking of those things, take it with disadvantage.
I'm going to take it normally because he is giving it the effort, because what Balance did with him before worked, and since he's been told it's the same thing, he thinks this is positive and he's giving it his best shot.
Okay. In that case, go for your wisdom then.
15.
15. Okay. A part of you that you've never really experienced before, you feel like before when you were burnt by the radiant energy from the previous room. This feels more like a warm, encompassing glow. And you feel momentarily displaced from your body. And as you kind of are pulled out and you look back at yourself kneeling and praying, as you look at Zaltanna sitting next to you, kneeling next to you, and you see Balance off to one side, you see the presence of a man who has red cords at his wrist, kind of sitting beside your body. And as you look over there, you think of the things that could have gone better. And you see Ama. You see Ama lying. You see her slowly dissolving. And you're wrenched back into your body. And your body feels better. And you receive 1d12 of healing.
Oh, shit.
You receive 12 healing.
Oh, wow.
It's useful to have a god, apparently.
Holy shit, that takes you to full health.
It was exactly what I needed to get to full health. Like, to the dot.
Ilmater knows.
Rhal is... he's got tears in his eyes. He is kind of shaken, but his breathing is very calm. He just kind of relaxes a bit and tries to continue his breathing while he gets himself together.
The other two of you, you see the wounds that he had in a white and red flash. They are just instantly healed. There's no knitting. There's no prolonged flash of gold light like you're used to from Zaltanna's healing, or knitting of the bone that you're used to seeing from Balance's healing. There is a flash, and they are healed.
Rhal just stands up and whispers, "Thank you. I I don't know what else to do. And he looks over to Zaltanna.
You said thanks. You prayed. That's all you gotta do. Do you feel connected?
Yes, but with what, I don't know. You can teach me?
I can teach you. My wife was a follower of Ilmatis.
Oh.
She kind of looks really gratefully at the altar and she walks out of the room.
Do you two go with her?
Yeah, Balance is going to walk out, give Rhal a moment to himself.
Gives one last glance inside before leaving the room entirely.
Yep. Okay. You guys leave the room. Door stays slightly ajar. Room is dark.
Right. To the next one, I suppose. What color is the next door?
Okay. The next door on your left is red. Again, has a handle. Again, has a very simple lock.
I'm scared of this one, but let's go in.
After you, Doormaster.
All right, if you insist. And she walks in.
Okay. The door opens easily as if it has been unlocked. Before you stands a sight that's fairly familiar to Rajak at least. You see that on the ground there is sand. There is a rope circle. You can see that there are 3 suits of armor. And as you open the door, only one of them walks forward and stands within the circle.
Oh, thank God.
I assume that means we need to fight it.
As soon as you say the word fight, the suit of armor claps its gauntleted hand on a longsword and brings it to bear.
Zaltanna does same.
Okay, are you in the circle? Is anyone else in the circle with her, or are you just going to go it alone?
Well, it's only one right now.
I think we should all go in and see if it yells at us.
Balance is going to call out to it. Are these to be one-on-one?
It doesn't respond.
Rhal, take a step in the circle.
Okay. Rhal takes a step in.
All right. We need to roll initiative.
All 3?
Are you two getting involved in the fight?
Well, let me ask this.
I'll rephrase it. At this point, the only person that needs to roll initiative is Rajak, because he's the only one who is in the fighting pit.
I thought I was in the circle.
Yeah, I thought Zaltanna was in.
Oh, you actually stood in the circle?
Yeah.
That's what I was checking just now. Okay, in that case, yes, everyone roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
17.
Significantly high.
9.
Boop. 11.
All right. The suit of armor runs and charges forward, and it will attack the person who looks the most squishy. And he makes an attack at Balance.
Oh, you think I'm the squishy one?
He looks squishy AF.
But I'm wearing my radical-looking Inquisitor attire. How dare?
Okay, you see this longsword slash down at Balance, going for his chest for 18 versus your armor class.
Oh.
Woo! Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
And I don't have anything to counter that.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't have
rolling real dice.
Wizard stuff.
For 6 damage.
Ow. I'm down to 7.
It is now face to face with Balance. However, it is Balance's turn.
All right. You know what? Fine then. Balance can go head to head. Let's go then. So Balance is going to draw his swords.
Okay.
And he's going to go for a 1-2. 1-2 combo like Talvin used to teach him.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah, like he takes his main hand sword and goes for a slash to the right side in the ribs.
Okay.
And at the same time is taking the offhand blade and trying to go up into the opposite armpit.
Okay.
All right, so main hand attack is a 21 to hit for 5 slashing.
Oh, hell, that hits, yeah.
And then the offhand is also a 21 to hit for 3 slashing. Or I guess piercing since I'm poking.
All right, so you basically slash and poke, and you hear it ring off the armor, but the armor does begin to buckle and bend a little. You have done some damage to it. All right, next in the initiative then is Zaltanna. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go at it with my sword, because why the fuck not? Let's do this shit. Ooh, 22 to hit.
How are you attacking it with your sword? Where are you going for it?
I am running
Come on, flavor text this up, girl.
I'm running right for its sternum.
Oh, nice. Basically, you want to plunge your blade between Balance and the thing.
Yes.
So yeah, you basically run full pelt towards Balance and this suit of armor, and you basically thrust your arm past Balance and smash it square into the sternum area. How much damage did you do?
9. Hold on, wait. I feel like I get extra damage. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna smite that motherfucker.
All right. What do you say to Tyr to entice him to smite your enemy?
Bring down the holy thunder.
I love how you get shocked out of your accent. The same thing again. It's so amazing.
Keep it. It's canon.
Basically, Balance, you see this sword thrust past you. You hear this cry out to Tyr, and as the point of your blade smashes into the chest of this thing, you see this almost like a lightning bolt smash at that moment that the two metal surfaces contact one another, and you just feel this like holy mittens as you see, like, as the sword is removed, you see this kind of like burning holy smite hole. Holy crap, dude.
Fuck yes. God, I love being a paladin.
All right. Okay, it's now the other one's go. Rorschach.
The other one.
Okay. How tall is this thing?
Oh, let's say 6 foot.
Okay. But it's a pretty bulky...
It's basically a full suit of plate armor.
Okay, so it's not going to, like, topple over if I try to, like, say, jump and plant my foot on it and then do a kick with my other foot.
You can attempt to bum rush it and kick it to the floor if you want.
I don't want to kick it to the floor. Roll it and try to do that. I just want to, like... So I want to jump up, plant one foot on it, and then with my other foot, I'm going to kick it up into, like, a backflip, and that foot is going to do a kick in its head.
That's fucking rad.
And as he flips backwards, he's gonna bring his tail up really quick for that second hit.
Yeah, go for it. Make your attack roll.
So his kick is not gonna hit. That's an 11.
Ting.
Yeah. And then as he brings his tail up, that's a 15 to hit.
Ting.
Nope.
You two basically hear this dragonborn monk go in there, deliver a punch, and deliver a kick, and deliver a hit with a tail, and he basically just rings it like a bell.
Rhal, we really need to teach you to fight with a sword.
It is now its go, however. Having just felt the significant burning hole in its chest coming from the paladin, the shorter one next to it, it turns its fury upon you.
I can take it, baby.
Good, because I can't.
It's good because that was a natural 20.
Oh, was it really?
It really was, yeah.
God damn. Yeah, that hits my armor class for sure.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Don't kill me. Jesus.
And you take 12 damage.
Man, those are some hot dice.
Yeah. I had a really, to be fair, Balance had a really lucky roll against him. So.
2 of them.
How many hit points are you at now?
Me? 4.
4. Okay.
Rip.
It's now Balance's go.
Balance is going to see if his psionic power will work on something like this. So he wants to attempt to do first he's going to do his psychic focus, the psychic assault. So he gets the +2 to damage with his psionic talents. Mm-hmm. And he's going to attempt to mind thrust this creature and see if he can throw it off balance.
Sure, go for it. What's the DC?
It's a DC 13, 12 psychic damage if it fails.
What DC 13? What?
Intelligence.
Thank you. It fails.
So that's 12 psychic damage.
Ooh.
You guys hear like a third ringing of a bell. Like it basically like the helmet kind of like vibrates a little bit, and it sounds much like the hammering of a bell again. All right, it's now Zaltanna's go.
I'm gonna heal myself because I'm bad. I'm in a bad way, man.
All right, you lay your hands upon yourself. And you guys see this slight golden glow in the various wounds that you're about to heal. So go for your healing.
When I think about you, touch myself.
God damn, I still haven't updated it. It's on 2. I'm at level 2, so I have 10. I'm gonna heal myself a full 10 because I am fucking dying, you guys.
That's it. Burn all your lay on hands. Do it. Hurry up.
I'm gonna give myself. Wait.
You've healed yourself for 10. It's on my board.
Okay, fine. I needed it anyway. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right, so what else can you do? Is lay on hands an ability, a bonus action?
As an action.
All right. Okay, then I guess we'll move on to Raljak.
Okay. I'm going to try to kick its... I think I'm standing kind of like beside it at this point, as it's
Yeah, we'll
engaged.
go with that.
Suplex.
No, I'm going to try to plant a kick into its knee sideways to try to buckle that.
Okay.
17 to hit
Yes.
for 5 damage.
Okay. It's looking somewhat peaky right now. You hear the nice buckling of the knee, and you see it kind of bend down a bit as you see its knee kind of like almost buckle in place.
And then I am going to, with seeing that, with all of my body weight, I'm going to kind of do a little jump and plant both of my feet in there for 20 to hit.
Hell yeah.
For 5 more damage.
Okay, you basically you kick out its knee, and then you guys basically see this monk just flip himself up in there and just push both his feet into the chest, proper like House of Flying Daggers style, and you see this huge suit of armor just fly across the arena, and as it passes out past the rope barrier, you basically just see it fizzle. And as it goes out, it basically just fizzles into nothing.
Oh.
Cool.
Are we still in initiative?
You are not. You are out of initiative.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You can see that as he fizzled out, that in the area where he was standing at the back of the room between the 2 other suits of armor, you can see a small round red disc.
I think you earned that one, Rhal.
Yeah, go ahead. That is your prize, sir.
Oh, yes. Pick up the thing between the other 2 scary things. That's me. Yeah.
Well, I don't think we're going to get 3 coins from a room.
No,
Yeah.
just the other armors. Never mind. Rhal walks up very slowly between the other 2 sets of armor.
Take a perception check.
Okay. 19.
You see both of the suits of armor turn their helmets towards you.
I move slower towards the red thing.
The heads move slower.
I'm going to grab it and run my full 40 feet away.
You reach out and grab the coin, so you just grab it in a quick dart and run, or
Yes.
you very slowly reach for the coin? Basically, you reach out really quickly, and all 3 of you see the 2 suits as one just turn to face Raljak, and he grabs the coin and bolts, and you just see the 2 suits of armor, as quickly as he leaves, turn back and face out the way they were before.
Ooh, okay.
Balance is letting out a breath that he didn't realize he was holding.
Very cool.
Zaltanna's laughing.
Right, well, good job.
As you bust your way out of this room, you notice that the door opposite is ajar. Almost opposite is ajar.
Let's see what's in room number 4.
I like how you guys were real proud of Rhal for getting the final blow, but he did as much damage, he did less damage with that in the whole game as you guys did in 1 turn.
You
Yeah,
fucking
there's-
drop kicked it across the fucking arena, yes.
Can you fucking stop, hating on your own character for,
I'm just
5
analyzing,
seconds?
I'm analyzing the math that happened.
Let us appreciate him.
Every single turn, you guys did so
Listen.
much damage.
You are... Rhal is
right.
a beautiful, beautiful man, and he does not deserve the doubt that his creator is giving him.
Well, it's fine. Neil's analyzing numbers. That's all. I thought it was funny.
Let me appreciate the RP, damn it.
The room opposite, when you open it, you can see that there is essentially what looks like an armory / a training room. You can see that there are some dummies that have been set up. You can see that there is a forge in the corner. You can see there's plenty of workbenches. This room is pretty large.
Oh.
I want to go in and look for better armor. I have really good armor.
Zaltanna, step in, see if it changes.
There is no armor here. There is no additional weapons. There is all the equipment to make additional armor / weapons. There is also, you notice now that you're in the room, that off to one corner, there appears to be an assortment of what looks like magical artifacts that could be used to create magical artifacts and potions and the such like.
I'm going to go look at those things.
Cool. You rock your way over there. There is a bench. There's a bench with what looks like an alchemy kit on there. Various vials and potions and bottles and distillery type stuff. You notice that there is some basic magical artifacts that could be used to imbue certain pieces of armor or weapons with magical items. Basically, a huge load of ritual type ingredients are here.
Does anyone know how to make armor?
No.
Would Balance have learned anything of crafting from when he was home?
To tell me he's a blacksmith?
No, I'm not saying that he's like, did he learn anything in his training just about how this stuff works at least?
You would take a history.
Sure.
It's going to be quite tough because you are learning
13.
to be an inquisitor. On a 13, you would know the very basics of like, this is how a suit of armor is made. This is how some rituals would be carried out. You recognize the tools. You recognize what they may be used for and how to use them. But the actual application is far beyond you.
Do I recognize any of the artifacts? Do they seem
Not
like
really.
of Elvish make or Dwarvish make or?
Oh. I'll tell you what. Take a separate history check. Zaltanna, you can also make a history check. It's not quite stone cunning, but it would be kind of relevant here. So you can both make history checks.
Crit fail.
Oh, crit 20.
Crit not fail. I did it.
Crit, not fail. Okay, Balance, you have no idea
Crit
the
win.
origins of these. Zaltanna, because of your stone cunning stuff that you have for being a dwarf, you recognize kind of cultural norms. There are things here that you recognize. They are definitely dwarven construction here. There's elven construction here, humans, gnomes, some even halfling. But there are other wares here, construction based, like how they are made. They are none of those. You don't know what they are, but you know they're not from this continent, at least.
Heh. Well, does anything look like I should take it? And with
Not
me?
really.
No.
Not unless you know how to do the certain rituals you would need to imbue objects with magic, or if you were a potion maker.
Yeah, I got none of that.
Yeah, they're kind of...
Ooh.
You would carry them around, but they wouldn't really give you anything.
Is there anything that it looks like would be good to bring back for Demi?
What are you looking for?
Anything like fancy magic. Like something that... Because she's like the queen of the Witches Guild or whatever. So like fancy magic.
Okay, so like the artifacts here are basically ritual stuff. You could grab... she might be interested in something that isn't of this continent.
Okay.
So you could grab, say, like, let's say a wand with a ruby encrusted part of it. The rubies themselves aren't valuable. The wand itself isn't valuable, but this is not human, it's not dwarven, it's not elvish construction.
Okay.
This is definitely something different. That might be of interest to her.
I'm going to grab that and put it in my backpack.
Cool. What are you guys up to now?
Balance wants to search the room, see if there might be any anything of significance that might not be visible on the surface or anything. See if we're missing something.
you have a look around and you don't really find anything. It is almost as it appears. You can see that there are training dummies. There's clearly areas to train with various types of weapon, ranged or melee. You can tell that some of these training dummies are clearly fireproof. You can see there's a forge. All the equipment is there to use said forge. There's clearly nothing been made here. Everything looks fairly, inverted commas, new. They've not been used is what I'll rephrase that to. And yeah, that's essentially all that you really find in here.
The potion making stuff, is there anything that I would recognize would be an easy enough potion for me to try throwing together?
All the equipment here would be to make them. There are no ingredients here.
Okay, gotcha.
The same as that there are no ingots at the forge.
Okay.
I'll go to the black door.
Yeah, next door.
Okay. You open the door. Inside, there is a simple wooden chair. The simple wooden chair has a series of words carved into it in a variety of different languages, some of which you'll understand, some of which you won't. And written on that chair is, "This chair is for those already in my domain."
Does it say that in multiple languages?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great, but what's this god's domain? It's there was a skull on the key, right?
Right.
So death, probably. None of us are dead.
Mm.
Oh, but we almost died. So does that, what if we, sit, one cheek on the chair?
If it's who has almost died, then I can definitely say that it should be me, but I don't... Are we sure?
No idea.
Can I take a closer look at the chair? See if there's any, maybe hidden writing or something like that?
Sure, take an investigation check.
All right. 11. God, why? Roll 20 hates me.
All you can do is read the words in the variety of languages that you understand. That's it.
Can I take another religion check to see if I can?
Sure.
Because it's all religious-y shit. 15.
You know that this is Myrkul, Myrkul, who is the god of death. You know that his symbol is a white human skull.
He is a god of death.
Yes. He is a god of death.
Well, yeah, there are more than one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the god. The god is Myrkul? I can't say that in an accent. Myrkul?
He's a god of death.
He's the god of death.
That's all you need to know.
So is this we need to put the dead man in this chair? Or whoever has experienced this the most? Rhal kind of looks grim.
Balance out loud says, "Monarch, are you considered dead? I know you can hear me.
Do I feel dead?
I mean, you don't have a body. Unless you count mine."
I'm speaking to you. I could have control if I wanted. I'm not dead.
Well, I guess that answers that. Fuck.
Should I just try it? You guys will help me, yes? If it doesn't work.
Fortune favors the brave.
You are the brave one with the doors, yes.
Fine, I'll sit in the chair.
No, that can't be it.
Well, you said what if it's the person who's experienced the most of it, right?
Maybe.
There's only one way to find out.
I'll do it. If I get hurt, you'll heal me, right?
I can't heal you. That's why I'm saying.
No, not you, him.
I know, but why would the person that heals sit in the chair? I don't heal.
I'm not the only one that heals. Balance heals.
Yeah.
You'll heal me, right?
If you're dead, I can't heal you, but sure.
Rhal sits in the chair.
Oh my god. Fine.
Okay.
I can't heal you from the dead either.
Too late.
Okay. You walk over and you sit on the chair. You two see him tense up. You see his eyes roll into the back of his head. and you see his body shake. You see his body basically age exceptionally quickly. And then what Rhal feels. Rhal, you are sitting in this chair and everything suddenly switches kind of like sepia tones. You are in a slightly different place. Before you, you see your two companions, but very shadowy in this sepia world. They're not substantial. To be fair, the walls, the chair, everything is not substantial to you. Ahead of you, past your companions, you see a very tall, very heavily robed humanoid. And you can see that they have exceptionally long fingers. And you can see that there are some very, very kind of thin, almost scaly wings, which are currently folded. And their hands are held together, thumbs locked, fingers intertwined, and just holding them in front of them, front of their body, and they are just staring at you.
Can I stand up?
You can stand up.
I'm gonna stand up and not go towards it, but like make sure that I can back away from it and kind of put myself beside the chair.
Yep, you can absolutely do that. You notice that your two companions aren't moving.
Does it notices me, yeah?
Absolutely, it does.
Okay.
You get almost I want to say, like a friend you can't place. You've known them for a long time, but you just can't place their name. You can't even place where you remember this person. It's very familiar to you.
Who are you?
Rhal, I have been following you for a very long time.
Following me how? Where are we?
You are in the stalking.
Do I know what that is?
You probably wouldn't. You may have caught glimpses of this in fever dreams, but that's probably it.
I don't know what that... Why have you been following me?
You have been so close to death for a very, very long time. You intrigue me the way you keep putting it off.
You have been following me because I am dying.
I have been following you because you should have died many times.
Yes.
You haven't.
No.
And I have been following you because not a lot of people get away from the specters.
And I have.
You keep avoiding my grasp. It's very, very intriguing. You are a resilient one.
Making your job harder, no doubt.
Yes. It's not exactly like I have to punch a clock 9 to 5 and have a certain quota. But don't get me wrong. You are definitely one if there were paperwork in this world to create more, but you do not. You are simply interesting to me. I am sorry about your Ama. It was a difficult reaping.
You took her somewhere.
I took her to where she needed to be.
Can you show me?
No.
Right.
It's not your time yet. You shouldn't be on this plane.
But I am. What is happening?
You sat in Miracle's chair.
One of us had to.
You got to see death because you are not dead. If you were anyone else, probably would have reached you where you sat. And I am very sorely tempted to take you now. But I made a promise to a certain young lady of yours.
Ama.
Yes.
What promise?
That I would help you find the one who orchestrated what happened to her. And then I will take you.
That is fair. But what am I gonna... I don't know if I can.
I guess if that's the case, you are going to be a bigger pain in the ass than you have been so far. Your time here is limited. I'm going to send you back now. But you and I will have, I hope, at least a few more conversations before I reap you.
I look forward to it, I guess.
As you say that, the world comes back into focus. You two see him fading, dissolving away, and then you see him standing next to the chair. And you basically come back with a solid thump.
Rhal?
Bounce?
You alright, buddy? You, died. I think.
That's kind of what it looked like, yeah.
That's what I heard. Anyways.
What do you mean what you heard? What did you hear?
What... Do you know anything about the stalking plane?
Balance would know about that, right?
Yes, you would. Yeah, I think you both would, to be honest.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm aware.
A little bit.
There was something there. It said this was watching me for a long time.
That's creepy. No wonder they call it the stalking plane.
Right. It didn't seem like it wanted to hurt me. It brought me back here.
Heh.
I was dead?
It looked like that, yeah.
You kind of aged and withered and
Oh,
poof, and then poofed to where you're standing now.
Lots of puffing.
As you look back at the chair, indicate back there, you see there's a small, round, black metal disc. One might call it a coin.
That's yours again.
I pick up the coin and just kind of look at it, just kind of estranged by this whole thing.
So what did the
Are
creepy...
you alright?
Did it talk to you?
Yes,
What did it say?
it said that it has been watching me for a long time.
I mean, like, other than that, anything else?
It met Ama, took her,
Oh, isn't that the broad you killed?
something like that. And it said that it was going to let me stay, that I was going to do something. It seems like it just wants to watch, I guess. This is fun for it. It doesn't see people evade it as much as me, I guess, is what I was gathering from that. I don't know.
A lot of near-death experiences?
Not like that. But yes.
However it gets its kicks, as long as it didn't kill you, doesn't matter.
No. No, it didn't, I guess.
Right, well, best we step out and see what's in door number 6 then.
Door number 6, again, ajar, and when you push it open, you can see it's essentially a very large dormitory. There are a couple of dividing walls, but as you kind of look around, you just see that there are more and more pallets, beds, bunk beds, that kind of such like. Looks like this could house at least 30 people.
Well, if we ever are on the run, at least we know where to come.
It's interesting. I feel like this would be almost like a training grounds.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it?
You've got the first test was one of finding peace and serenity, and then you've got an altar for those who would wish to pray, a combat arena for those wishing to fight, along with a training room, along with the forge and all the creation tools. I don't understand the chair. That's the only one that evades me.
Well, to be a good
And then-
soldier, you gotta understand and accept death.
Mm. You may be right with that. And then there's the dormitory here for perhaps those staying and sleeping for training.
Well, we got 3 coins from the 3 gads. There were 3 doors, 3 keys. So there's got to be 3 places for us to put the coins, presumably.
That's what I would have thought.
Well, maybe is there more to the hallway?
Yep. As you have basically progressed along this hallway and you come out and you basically kind of think that's like, wait, there's an end of this corridor. You look down to the end of the corridor and you can see that on the wall there is an intricate, I can't pronounce it. Intricate. There is an intricate, fuck it. There is a really ornately carved, knotwork, very dwarvish in design actually. And you can see that there are 3 circles that are kind of indents that are perfectly matching the sized keys / coins / circles disc of metal that you hold in your possessions.
Hey, look at that.
Amazing. It's like someone knew we were going to get the 3 things.
I don't fancy going to sleep just yet, so let's go do that. But before we do, actually, I need to heal myself a little bit. That sword wound is stinging. I am going to use 1 point, 1 side point, and restore HP, D8 of HPs to myself.
Go for it.
I'm glad that Rhal has full health and you guys are suffering now.
All right, I get back 4 HPs.
You are so vindictive, Neil.
I'm not.
I'm at 11.
Okay.
I'm just happy that I'm okay. Weren't you telling me to be positive with my character?
You basically touch yourself again. And do you know what? I don't think you need to because all of your magic all
from
of your
mind.
abilities come from the mind. You basically sit there and you kind of squint your eyes a little bit, like really focusing, and you guys see the sword wound that he had taken essentially begin to knit itself back together again. Skin as well.
Oh, that always feels weird, but
Yep.
better.
Okie dokie.
Right, shall we?
Yes. We
All
shall.
right, it's important for me to know. Actually, it's not really. No, I'm going to say it's important for me to know who puts the discs in.
Do you guys want me to do it since I'm, what was it, Lord of the Doors?
Lord of the Doors, yes.
Lord of the Doors, Doormaster.
I'll hand her the red one.
You have 2 of them.
I know, and I'm handing you 1 of them.
Okay, I have mine as well.
Okay, then I'll hand it to Balance. I don't know who has the things.
Yeah.
I hand the red one to someone else.
That's cute. Yeah. We can all put 1 in.
If it's all the same, I think the green one is more up my alley. If we're all to be putting 1 in.
Oh, yeah. I'll exchange my green one with your red one since I'm the fighty person.
Yes, I'm more of the serenity and... In case it wasn't obvious with my name, Balance and
I
such.
think we broke Valanda, you guys. This is the...
It's just the cutest image of you guys like, but I want the red one. No, I want the green one.
No one wants the black
It's like they're going to argue over which
No,
one's your
no,
game.
Rhal, you definitely
like,
get the black one.
Coming. He's like, no, I want the blue one. I want the blue key.
I want the blue one. You want the red one.
I'll trade you my blue eyes white dragon.
Oh my frigging
We're
god.
trading
Okay,
pogs. We're trading pogs right now, and I love it.
this is the funniest thing. Do you guys complete this cutesy image, put the coins in at the same time?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
As long as the one that is for the red coin is somewhere I can actually reach without being boosted.
Yes, it's you guys can easily reach the various.
Because I'm tiny.
You guys place the circles within the appropriate recesses. As you do that, as each key goes in, there is a flash of light or a void. And they sink back into the stone. And you hear lots of clinking and mechanical ratcheting as this wall slides down into the ground. And ahead of you, you see a square room. It's not particularly large, but all 3 of you could stand in there, should you wish. In the very center of this room, there is what looks like an empty armor stand, but it appears to have some odd attachments to it, as if things are supposed to slot in various places. Directly behind that and on the wall opposite the door, there is a very large ornate mirror, But as you kind of look at it, it's kind of blurry, as if it's kind of dirty, as if like someone hasn't focused the glass on it particularly well. And the walls are exceptionally plain. That's what you see.
Interesting. I want to go look at the mirror up close.
Okay.
Balance wants to check out the armor stand.
So there was the mirror, there was the armor stand, and what else?
Basically sod all else.
Okay. I'm gonna go. The mirror is probably a little bit more interesting considering the painting in the other room.
Okay. So the two of you are going to go to the mirror. Okay, I'm going to go to the armor stand first. You rock up to this armor stand and you give it a thorough looking over. Make an inspection check for me.
Investigation?
Yeah, that one.
An obsession check?
You make an obsession check.
All right. Come on. Come on, roll 20. Don't fuck me. We've been doing this all night. Fuck. It's a 10. I should not be an inquisitor. Ever.
No, you suck at it, dude.
I do.
Blatantly, you suck at this. You look at this armor stand, and yes, there should be. It kind of looks like there should be armor placed on it, but with a little bit more investigation, you kind of realize that actually a suit of armor wouldn't really fit on this. You couldn't really fit a chest piece on this. The leg pieces wouldn't be supported. The arms are no way. It looks as if this particular armor stand, inverted commas, is set up to receive specific items. But unfortunately, you can't really get any more than that with that appalling roll.
Is there anything on it?
There is currently nothing on there. What did you actually get? 10. You can see that the actual base of this is round. It's quite large. And you can see that there are various languages carved into, like, around the edge of this, like a rim. And what languages can you read?
Common, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Undercommon.
Okay. As you read these various things written in there, you can tell that there's obviously Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, something you might recognize as Celestial, something you might recognize as Abyssal, that kind of thing. But as you read it, as you kind of like look more intently at it, it all seems to turn into Elvish, which I assume is your mother tongue.
Yep.
It all kind of just basically blends into Elvish. You kind of get the feeling there's definitely an enchantment on here. And it basically says to you, here rests Halia Slayer, which is Elvish for Slayer made of shade.
Here rests Halia Slayer.
Yep, which translates into Slayer made of shade.
Am I able to lift it up the armor stand or like the base of it and see if there's anything underneath it?
Absolutely. There's nothing written underneath.
Oh, I was looking more for like like someone actually buried there or something, you know?
You lift it up. It's light because there's sod all on it.
Right.
You pick it up. You see that there is nothing underneath it. There's nothing.
All right. I'm going to walk over to where the others are then.
Okay. As you put this down, you will see ... I'm going to go to Zaltanna. You stand looking at this mirror. You see your reflection, you see Razak's reflection, and as you step in front of it to be more central so you can see what the hell is going on, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
This is a very difficult check.
And I have terrible wisdom, so. Haha. I got an 8. So I definitely failed that check.
Okay. You are frozen in place. You cannot move. In the mirror, everything else basically dissolves away. You can't see the armor stand. You can't see your companions. You see only you. And you see yourself turning to one side, and you see your face break into a smile and your arms raise. And you see Odette running into the mirror, running towards you. And she picks you up and she kisses you and she spins you round, and she puts you back down, and then you see her head whip from one side with a crack. You see it whip to the other side with a crack, and you see her falling to the ground. You see her being dragged away by some force, nothing you've ever seen before. This is not exactly your memory. You see her being dragged away in the mirror, and you see, as she's being dragged, it leaves a trail of blood behind it. And you see your body move, put your hands out towards this blood, and you see anger burning in your eyes. You see fire erupting from your eyes, burning your hands, and you basically turn into a small fiery inferno. You begin to see the mirror itself. You see blood dripping down the front of this mirror, coating this entire mirror in blood. It reflects back onto your fiery inferno, hidden behind the blood. You see yourself wielding your great sword. You see it hacking and slashing left and right. You see it hacking into creatures, into beings, into orcs. You see it slashing into other dwarves. You see it smashing into a female dwarf. You see it smash into a male dwarf. You see the bodies fly left and right, and every time you swing, you see more blood fly off and darken the mirror until all you can see is a very small pinprick of fire. And then you see two shadows. Two thin, tall shadows. And you see a handprint in the blood. And it begins to move left and right, and you see it begin to clear the blood away. And you see the fire of yourself burning. And you see these two shadowy figures put their hands out to you after clearing some of this mirror. And you feel that anger slowly, very slowly ebb away. There's no longer fire, it's just burning embers. It's hot, but it can be directed now. And you see the three of you, the two shadowy figures and yourself, clear the mirror away. And you see one of the figures step back, and you take your place to the front and the left of this group. Your sword still on fire, the fire still burning in your eyes, but the rest of you is just an ember. That's what you see. Rajak.
Damn. Saving throw?
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. This is exceptionally difficult.
15.
You are frozen in place. You cannot move. You look into this mirror, and the mirror is bathed in gold. And within a beat of a heart, you see Ama standing next to you. She has her arms draped around your shoulder, and she's looking out at you, into your eyes, and smiling. She is essentially a beacon of gold. She emits a lot of light, and it lights up your face. It makes everything in this mirror very bright, very vivid. And then she goes still. She's no longer laughing, no longer smiling. And that beacon of light flickers and goes out. And you see her slowly dissolving down. You see her face, her scales dissolving down as if burnt with an exceptionally powerful acid. And you see her body drop to the ground, and you see it smoking. And you hear her cry out. You hear her say, Rajak, I'm so sorry. I should have told you. And then she's no longer there. The world goes black and white. The world goes black and white with shades of grey. And you see yourself standing there. Shades of grey, the world itself, shades of darkness. And you can see that there is a small red glow in your chest. And the vision changes slightly to focus on this glow, and you see your heart beating slowly. But what draws your attentions are the grey lines coming from this heart clustered either side. and they go up towards a pair of hands at the very top of the mirror. And they seem to be pulling at the strings, much like a marionette. And then you see the hands clasp the strings and rip them apart. And your heart is ripped into 2 pieces, and you see a small fountain of blood. And the world goes darkness. And then you see 2 slightly light figures appear. One very tall, one very short. And they are bringing with them a small beacon, each a different one. One brings you a small beacon of white, one brings you a small beacon of yellow. And they begin to push it towards you. And initially you see that the arms of the figure with the broken heart pushes them away. Until eventually the figure seems to give up in the center, you give up. And you see that the white and the yellow are pushed into you. And you see that it begins to fill you with a glow. And the world comes back into, very slowly, back into colour. And you take your place at the front of this trio. And that is what you see. Rhal, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. Nat 20, 22.
It takes a lot of breathing. You, in fact, stop breathing for quite a while. And when you do, you breathe in deeply, you breathe out deeply. But that serene sense you got from Ilmater earlier, perhaps from having spoken to the Spectre, you managed to just about, crit or not, hold your shit together. Balance, you're back in with the rest of them now.
Right. So I go over to the mirror to see what they're, if they find anything. Zaltanna, Rhal, anything to report with the mirror here? Guys?
Rhal's like, kind of still just staring. Not really acknowledging anything yet.
Yeah. Can we talk again? Like, are we done being frozen?
You are done being frozen.
Zaltanna's just gonna kind of shake it off and go, no, it's just a mirror.
That doesn't make any sense. I would assume that there would be an exit of some sort here, at least. Let me see. Balance is going to walk up to the mirror and place his hand on it, see if maybe it's like an illusion where he could go through it.
Before you even manage to touch the mirror, standing front and center, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Again, this is exceptionally difficult.
Oh, okay. Crit fail.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
You look at the mirror and you see your family. You see your aunt, your mother, your father. You see your aunt wearing her crown. It's a rose gold filigree, very ornate, leaves, vines, all that good shit. And it has a lot of rose quartz in it. It's a very beautiful looking thing. It's rarely worn by your lineage, but she has chosen to wear this. You see your mother and your father walking off to one side, having their own conversations, making their own machinations. You see them walk to one side to a chessboard, and you see them moving around various chess pieces, but they don't look right. One of them looks suspiciously like you. And you see your aunt walking towards you. And just as you see your father move the queen and your mother ultimately moving the chess piece, which looks suspiciously like you see yourself and your aunt fight. You see a vicious fight. You see punching and snatching, and you see kicking. You see weapons being drawn from her and you. She pulls a dagger, you pull a sword. She pulls a hammer, you pull a maul. It gets much larger and more vicious, the bigger weapons you begin to fight with. And eventually, you see yourself grabbing hold of her arms and staring intently at her, and you see an explosion. You see her head pop. And as that shatters and you see the blood pouring everywhere, you see another person standing there instead. You see your father standing there, and you see that intense hatred that you have boiling under the surface. You see his head explode, your mother standing there. You see her explode. It flickers through all the people that you have ever known in your life that have gotten you to this point. Lindrin is there. To a degree, Caden is there. You see your companions there. Every one of them explode in exactly the same way. And when you think you can't take any more, you put your hands forward and you catch the crown. You put this crown on your head and you stare back looking at yourself. A smile, a twisted smile, a smile that's not quite yours. And you see your skin slowly sheen, slowly reflect light, and you begin to realize that your skin is turning the rose gold of that crown. You see your eyes slowly being replaced with the rose quartz. Every major feature either becomes gold or rose. And you see a sword appear in your hand. You see a cloak appear on your back. You see armies at your back, dwarven, elven, human, dragonborn. You see tiefling. You see all the races under your command. And you wickedly smile back at yourself. And you become aware, as you stare more intently at your eyes, that you're crying. Your eyes are completely opposite to the rest of your body. This is someone trapped. As your body begins to issue orders, point directions, as it begins to hack through enemies, as you click your fingers and people explode, and all the time you can see these crystalline tears rolling down your face. And then you see two shadowy figures appear. You see one tall and you see one short. And you see them clawing at the crown, which you fight. You fight hard against them, you slash at one, but it doesn't seem to give up. It comes back, and one of them wipes the tears away from your eyes, and you can see that the gold is beginning to slowly disappear. And as they begin to realize that this is happening, they rub these tears across your hands, and your arms are finally able to move, and you remove the crown, and everything goes back to normal. You step back, allow your companions, the shadowy ones, to step forward. But the crown is actually sitting on your head this time, but it's not in control. You've got this, sweetheart. You go ahead.
Hi, I'm Talus. So Daddy told me that I have to tell everyone all about what's going on. So he said I have to say lots of thank yous to people for putting me through the Witches Society college-y thing, which one day hopefully I'll become like a really super wizard, like all the witches and the wizards and the sorcerers there, and that'll be really, really cool. So I have to say thank you to Jason Basil because he did all the art and it looks really cool and very pretty. And we have to say thank you to the Spark Network because, you know, spark of life and giving and all the other such cool things.
You're doing really, really well, Talus. Could you tell them how they can get hold of us in case they need us?
Oh, okay. And Daddy says that I have to tell you that if you want to get hold of anyone, then you can find them on Twitter at TLDpod, or there's a website, theluckydie.com. I'm seeing a theme here, Daddy. That's probably it. Apparently, if you want to be really helpful and really cool, you could leave us a review somewhere on the podcast thing. And that would be really cool. In fact, I would like to read them because I'd like to improve my reading of Common and your language called English, and that would be really good because then I could become an even better investigator than I am now. Bye.
Well done.
The
Spark Network.
Imagine what your idea can do.